Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Happy Friday. We've got two patients in this wax compilation for you. This first patient, lovely lady came through the clinic this morning feeling really blocked up, bless her. What you can see here, we've got this really big sort of plug in this ear canal, and we've got exactly the same in the other ear as well. We've got the standard size ulnar tube on top of this, and we're just maneuvering this front section. You can see it's a little bit squishy, this front section, but it's coming away really nicely. But look behind it now as we pull this out. You've got this long piece of skin that's wrapping around this plug. So the initial section we took away there has pulled some of the skin forwards. We're going to need to get rid of some of this skin. So we're going to pop that into the suction tube. As you can see, they're all kind of unraveled really quickly. So I'm just going to push that to the bottom of the canal. Otherwise it sits in the ulnar tube and vibrates up and down really quickly, and it causes this really loud squeaking or squealing sound, which is called clarinetting. So what we can see here is we've got this much deeper, harder plug sitting behind it. Look at the color difference between the initial section we took away, very light browning color, and this much deeper kind of conker brown, almost like an ebony color here, deeper in as well. So I'm trying to get a good grip on this section and draw this forwards, but the ear canal itself is not really narrow, but it's on the narrow side. So this plug doesn't want to come through this gap particularly well. It's formed to the shape of the canal just through this narrowing here. So we've got a wider plug trying to pull through. You can see there's a little bit of dead skin there underneath, which we're lifting up as well. If you do like earwax plugs, please stay tuned for the second patient. Okay, giving you a bit of a heads up. So what you can see for this one now, we've just got that initial front section broken away. I'm pulling away from the side of the canal walls here, just trying to maneuver this and push it across, and also trying to spin this wax. I'm looking for anywhere I can get a good grip on here, and we're also having to break the edges of this wax down. I need to make this plug small enough to get it through that gap, but what we're left with here is quite an angular piece on the front end. You'll notice I'm not going onto the wax square on, I'm going down from the top, and that's because I'm looking for a flatter surface to get a good grip on with the suction tube there. So we've broken another piece away. Now, let's see now if we can work this out of the canal. Let's see if we can wiggle this a little bit. So on the surface of the wax, I'm probing for any looser sections. Now there is this piece here at the top which is pulling forwards from the camera, towards the camera a little bit, so jutting further towards the outer part of the ear canal. So I'm going to try and get a grip on that and see if we can pull and topple the wax forwards. Unfortunately, it just broke away. So now I'm going to have to look for another section on here that we can get a good grip on. There we are. So we're just holding the suction tube at the base there, just lifting. Okay, I'm just trying to lift this up, but it's got stuck. It's hit the roof of the canal, so we can't wiggle it upwards very well. So now I'm having to alter the angle, because you imagine the wax is at this angle, so I'm having to alter the suction tube to go onto it there to try and pull that out. But it is firmly wedged in there. So let's try something else. Let's try something a little bit different and move to a different spot here. Concentrating on this much looser section. You can see there's a lot of movement to the bottom section of the wax. Let's really get this wiggle going. There we go. Good bit of wiggling there. We've just managed to turn the wax slightly. There we are. There comes the plug. Look at the smoother section underneath. There we are. See where that's polished up, where it's been sitting on the canal wall. Eardrum looking absolutely perfect. That is a lovely squeaky clean ear canal there. Eardrum looking really good. Patient hearing so much better straight away, even after the first section had been taken away. Now this is a little bit more difficult, this one, because the ear canal, what you can see here is it's not your kind of usual canal shape. We're more this kind of, you can't really do that with my hands are in the wrong position. It's more this kind of oval shape, or there's a square oval. It's got kind of around there, which means that you don't get a tremendous amount of wiggle room with the suction tube, because you're going to hit the canal walls on either side if you try and wiggle this. So I'm trying to lift from the base of the canal again, unstick the base first. If you can get the majority of it unstuck, the whole thing is going to move. It's going to be able to get a bit looser in there. And that's what we've done here. So we've got this front section. It's teasing us a little bit. It's coming forward slightly, but you can just see that front end of it just broke away there. So we've got this sort of straggly section at the bottom. It's also left us with an angular section to try and get a grip on here, which isn't the easiest thing to do. So let's get rid of this looser layer down the bottom here. I think this is probably connected to a little bit of skin. So we're just going to pop that away first of all. It's starting to move, but it's not moving a lot. You can see how the size and shape of that ear canal is really affecting how we can move this wax and try and repositioning it out. We're trying little kind of wiggles, smaller versions of it. And now I'm trying to roll this forwards. Now we've got a flatter section here at the top. Let's see if we can get a grip on there and wiggle this up and down. You can see how I'm constantly trying to roll this wax. Now, if the wax plug is short, then the roll works really well because obviously the back end of the wax can flip end over end and they can roll out to the ear canal. If the wax is a little bit longer, then that doesn't work so well because obviously the back end of the wax is just going to hit the roof of the canal and it's not going to roll forwards. That's what's kind of happening here. So I'm just trying to wiggle this top, just small wiggles, swiggles. You can see here just to pull this forwards and try and draw this down, but it's not budging. So Jobson horn comes in to save the day. It's perfect for a Jobson horn. Couldn't quite accommodate, it's just pressing the front end of the wax down to allow enough room to accommodate the Jobson horn in there, and then just roll this forwards. There we go. You can see a much harder section there, right in the center of that wax there. And when I pick this up with a Jobson horn in a second, you'll see these little ripples of dry skin as well underneath, which was holding this in. But taking a look behind that, the eardrum itself looks really, really good. You've got the hammer bone there, and the blood vessels will all come to the surface on the hammer bone. That's quite normal. So we have 5 centimeters worth of wax, 2 inches. Maybe if I squished it a little bit, you'd probably have 1 inch and 7/8 of wax there, I would say. But yeah, a fair old amount coming out of both those ears, and those ear canals were a little bit narrower. Check out this next one though. I love doing this. It was one of my favorite ones to do. So yeah, you've quite a bit coming out of that ear. So this patient came through feeling ridiculously blocked up on one side. And weirdly, nothing in the other ear canal. You know, absolutely perfect. But what you can see here is that we've got this very, very dense, hard wax here right at the entrance to the canal. So let's get a grip on this and let's start probing this here. Now, as we lift this up, can you see that it just, once we lift it, it almost looked like it was slightly connected to the piece behind. So we've got this hard layer on the outside surrounded by a little bit of skin. So let's get a grip on this next section. You can see the softer skin and wax all getting lifted up from the side there. But I'm having to go in slightly at an angle, so a sideways angle to hold on to this piece. But this is holding on. It really does not want to come out this ear canal very well. So I'm going to bring in the crocodile forceps at this point. I think somebody said about the Jaws music for crocodile forceps. I've got that stuck in my head now. But as you come through, we're just getting a grip on the outside edge. Remember on last time's video, I said the crocodile forceps, it gets a bit of a sort of a mixed wrap. But look at this as it comes. Keep watching this. Look at that coming away. Look at the size of that plug. It's so smooth, and it's still got a tail of wax coming to the back end, but we're not done yet. There is more in this ear canal. I was really surprised. I thought that was going to be the entire plug came away. But look, even deeper in, we've got another big plug of wax. So we've got to go in now and get this one. How this patient was hearing anything at all through this ear canal, I have no idea. But you can see that this layer, watch as we lift from the base. Look at this. Coming away now as we start this lift. There you go. You can just see it start. Look how hard that is around the outside edge. Goodness knows how long this wax has been in here because it's such a dark color. But you'll see it again now. As we're trying to lift, you can see it's connected to this dry skin kind of further towards the outer part of the ear canal there as well. But look at the skin layers, that grey layer underneath there. So that's all hard skin. So this is a perfect plug. It's kind of welded to the dead skin on the outside of the canal wall. So we're lifting now. I'm just trying to lift from this side. Ideally what I'm trying to do, it's tough as old boots. It does not want to come out here. And the suction tube, bless it, as hard as it's trying to hold on to this, it is just not budging. It's moving left and right, but it's just not moving forwards at all. So really kind of having to wiggle this. Now we've got a nice lip now, so we're going to go in with the crocodile forceps again here. Now because it's skin, we may, because I like to use the microjaw forceps, so it may just tear through here. Which it just did. So I'm going to go back on and clamp onto this again and draw this forwards. Just tore again. Now you can get wider based forceps as well, wider jaw forceps. I don't find them particularly helpful in the ear canals. I've got to be honest, that's just personal preference. We've got a good grip here. Watch this now. I've got a good grip. Look at that skin layer. We're holding onto it. We're using it like a sled to pull the rest of this wax out. Look at the plug though. Don't forget we've already taken a meaty sized plug out, but look at the size of that plug as well. There are 2 huge plugs in this ear canal. So we got to the end of this. I was thinking, right, there is no way there is anything left behind this, but there's more in there again. So you can see we've got another big plug further in. So we're going to get this one, and hopefully this is nice and mobile so we can get a good grip on this. I'll try and calm down a bit now, guys. Sorry, I got really excited about this, but I thought this is a great one for YouTube. So as this comes away, you can see that big old plug, very, very dark in color, and there's still a little bit left in there. So this is a much softer piece, sitting most of the way down the ear canal now. So we'll just pop the suction tube on that. You can see it's much softer. It's all just sort of imploding, if you like, into the end of the suction tube. There we go. Just take that last little bit away. We'll have a very quick little look at the eardrum. You can see a little bit of graying there on the eardrum, a little bit of tympanosclerosis there. But other than that, patient hearing so much better. But look at the width of these plugs. It's 5 centimeters. So this is the same as that we took out the lady just a second ago. But you can see here, we've got 2 inches, 5 centimeters worth of wax here. But look at the width of those plugs. They were massive. And this is out of 1 ear. This is not 2 ears, this is out of 1 ear. It was just incredible. I can get over that. It was absolutely immense. Yes. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I obviously did voicing it over. But as always, guys, I shall have a great weekend. It's a lovely Friday feeling we've got here in Audiology Associates today. Have a great weekend. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and look after your ears as well, guys. I'll see you again on Monday. Have a fab weekend. Take care. Bye, everyone.